Traveling light is an art, but traveling with a little room to spare doesn't have to mean bulky baggage that's packed with chaos. And there is one bag that does a very nice job of dancing that line between street graffiti and fine art. This is my review of the Dakine 85-liter split roller. Hi everybody, foXnoMad here, and today I want to help you travel smarter with my review of the Dakine 85-liter split roller. It's roller luggage that comes in a couple of different sizes, all the way up to 110 liters, and it's right on that border between reasonably sized and I'm gonna pack up my entire house for a 3-day trip. And the split roller 85-liter I think will make a lot of people on both sides of that fence pretty happy. The Dakine split roller does just that. It has two 8-centimeter urethane wheels which are solid. You can feel it upon the touch, and they roll smooth as butter. Those wheels are replaceable, by the way, in case you do bash this bag into something it can't handle, and by having two wheels instead of four like many newer suitcases, it means you can drag the split roller over all sorts of terrain. It doesn't have to be on flat ground like four-wheeled luggage and can be comfortably dragged across cobblestones, mud, or steep inclines, true to Dakine's ski and snowboarding routes. The 85-liter split roller has a hard back with thick plastic guards on the corners, and this back is solid as well and covered with 1000 denier nylon that's been coated to add water repellent. The rest of the split roller is mainly composed of softer parts made with 900D polyester, which helps keep this bag lighter than if it were to use all nylon. Standing upright, the 85-liter split roller measures 76 by 36 by 33 centimeters, weighing 4.5 kilograms, and has a capacity of 5,190 cubic inches, or 85 liters. Those of you who've seen my video on how backpack liters are calculated know that it's not an exact science, but more of a guideline to kind of give you a rough idea of how big a bag is, but make no mistake, the 85-liter Dakine split roller is quite spacious. Compared to the 75-liter Dakine 365 roller, the 85-liter split roller just feels much more massive. It comes in a couple of different colors like blue, light gray, or some brighter blends like camo or this night tropical. Personally, I like the all black. It makes the split roller look smaller than it is, and the silver Dakine marking along the sides is sleek but doesn't scream. The zipper pulls are also a solid nylon stitched together with silver thread, and the zippers themselves are YKK and lockable. YKK being the standard when it comes to strong zippers, and Dakine has built this bag with durability in mind. Around the entire edge of the bag, where this hard plastic base and the softer polyester fabric meet, is a rubber guard. It doesn't look all that even around the top of the bag especially, so I'll be interested to see if this warps with time, but otherwise this is just another added layer of protection for the bag's most vulnerable parts. Moving around to the front, the 85-liter split roller has thicker polyester on the corners here for added protection, and the polyester used throughout the bag is thick, and you can feel that it's got some strength. There are also two compression straps across the front of the bag which serve a couple of purposes. One, if you don't completely fill up the 85-liter split roller, you can condense the space this bag takes by pulling those compression straps tight. On the opposite end of the spectrum, if you do fill up this bag, you can take the strain off the zippers with those compression straps. And finally, when you put the 85-liter away for storage, you can collapse this bag down to about half of its size. I also like that the compression straps take some of the strain off the zippers of this bag when those are locked up, and they also act as a kind of security deterrent. So when you've got all your stuff packed in this bag and zipped up and those compression straps locked up, it's going to take someone just a few more seconds to get into your bag if they wanted to. Being a bag on the bulkier side, Dakine have added 5 grips around the split roller so you can easily pick it up from multiple angles, which is really useful when you're throwing this into a car trunk or pulling it onto a train, for example. There are 2 pockets here on the exterior as well if you want to load up this bag. And lastly, a collapsible handle that has 2 settings, a mid and full extension, but doesn't have any moving parts in the exposed part of the handle. It extends smoothly and there's less to go wrong with it. And that's just the exterior of this 85-liter split roller. And those 2 pockets on the front are pretty big. They've got a lot of space in them. But when you open up the 85 split roller, you see just how spacious it is on the inside. So you might not need those extra pockets at all. The split roller, as the name suggests, opens up clamshell style. Those 2 pockets on the front are probably the closest you have to a quick grab pocket because otherwise the zipper to the main compartments go all the way around the edge of the split roller. At times, it can be a little bit tricky to get the zippers around the corners, but that's something that probably you'll get used to or that will get better with a little bit of wear and tear. Now, inside, you've got this main bucket here, which is on the side of the bag with the wheels on it, and there's not a lot to it. There are some zippers you see here, but those are just for the fabric lining. There aren't any additional pockets. Aside from that, there's a thin mesh to keep your stuff from spilling out, and that's really it for this side of the bag. But flip over to the other side, and the Dakine split roller has a few tricks up its sleeves. First, let's start with the basic design. Instead of one big bucket like the other side, the split roller has a split compartment, one about 2/3 of the space, and a smaller compartment up top for the rest. Probably the most unorthodox of this larger compartment is this split brace. It's two parts of thick but flexible plastic that swings to either side of the compartment and acts as a solid base. Basically, when you aren't using this space, whether you're just not packing much stuff or you're keeping the split roller in storage at your house, you can fold up those split brace again and collapse half of the bag. Otherwise, this pocket with the split brace really adds some depth to the split roller, gives it a firmer base, even if those braces don't exactly fit into those side pockets. You can secure them with Velcro on each side, but it's not the easiest fit to get right into the actual pockets themselves. Closing up that pocket is a thin piece of fabric here, and this compartment is good for shoes, maybe dirty clothes, or anything that you don't want leaking or any smells you don't want getting into the main compartment. Finally, the last remaining compartment is up top here, secured with a mesh for some additional items you might want to bring with you, packed into a separate area. So this split roller has a lot of space. I didn't know at first if I would prefer this style, so I would maybe just want a clamshell style where there's no split of the split roller, but I find that having that organizational capacity in that part of the bag, having those bigger pockets and having one that's separated off a little bit does give you a little bit more option and flexibility when you're packing the bag. And if you don't want to use that side of the bag, if you're not packing so much stuff, you can collapse those braces down and get more space so that this bag is a little bit thinner. But I find that when you do use the split brace, it does give this bag a little bit more stability. So depending on what you're packing in it, depending on how heavy it is, it'll balance more standing upright if you've got those braces engaged on the bottom. So this bag is spacious and can collapse down, but it does have room to grow. So maybe you're going skiing or you're going on a snowboarding trip and you need that extra space for boots or a heavy jacket, then the space is there if you want to use it. And the split roller, when it's really packed up tight, when it's got a lot of stuff in there, isn't too unwieldy. So it's a large bag, but it's really well balanced when you're pulling this bag. But it is a heavier bag. So I would make sure that you try not to overpack it, or if you are going to overpack it and you're taking a flight, just make sure that you check with the airline regulations to see if the bag is underweight, or just know that you're probably going to go overweight with this bag and have to pay some kind of overage fee. Personally, I like having the extra space, so in the cases where I don't want to pack efficiently and I can just throw all my stuff in right before a trip, it's nice to have that extra room. But if I were going to pack this bag up with a lot of things full, a lot of heavy things, I might think twice because some airlines might not let me take this bag on the plane because it might get too heavy. So remember that you're losing about 4.5 kilograms or about 10 pounds of weight when you pack this bag. That's right off the board. That's just the weight of the bag itself. Either way, the space is there in the Dakine Split Roller 85 liter. It's a bit on the sportier side in terms of design, so if you're after a more traditional suitcase, the 365 series might be one to look at. But those come in at 70 and 100-liter options, and I think for frequent travel, except for special circumstances, 85 is as big as you'll ever want to go. And that's probably the main reason you wouldn't want to get this bag. It's a little bit too big, especially for people who like to travel as light as possible. But if your current suitcase is filled up and looks like it's just going to burst, then maybe you do need a little bit more space in your next bag. You should also know that the Dakine 85-liter split roller is a lot less expensive than the similarly priced competition in this sort of premium luggage range. And although it's not an inexpensive bag, it is a lot less expensive than the competition. And it's built with some of the best materials that you can find, some of the most durable materials you can find. So consider, if you buy this bag, it's sort of an investment. It's a little bit more upfront than some cheaper bags, but it's going to last you for years and years and years to come. It's spacious and looks like it's built for battle. The 85-liter Dakine split roller is going to be a good bag for many types of travelers, pretty much anywhere you would want to go, winter jacket or not. That's my review of the 85-liter Dakine split roller. Let me know if you have any questions about this bag or what you think. Is it a little bit too big? Are you looking for something smaller, or is it just the right size for your extra snow boots? Let me know down in the comments below, and while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll have new videos for you every week, and I'll see you in the next video.